what it means to be an American. America is freedom, and freedom is special and rare.
We, the people of this great nation.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We, the people of this great nation.
Good morning, my fellow patriots. First and foremost, I would like to say I really dislike and hate Democrats. I'm sorry, I just can't unify along this party. This is the most ridiculous party I've ever seen in my life. I never thought the Democratic, if JFK saw what the Democratic Party has turned into now, he'd roll over in his grave. This is a joke. They have no policies. That's why they continue this witch hunt. Today, I am proud to say that Rand Paul, a guy that I was originally a big fan of, who I could have seen as president of the United States, stepped up and proved that pretty much going through the impeachment is pointless because they're not going to have enough votes to impeach Donald J. Trump. And more importantly, it's unconstitutional because he's technically not president anymore. He's a citizen. So that being said, what is their biggest fear? Why do they fear Trump so much? What is it about Trump that they continue to push forward and they continue with this impeachment? Simple. They know he won the election. They know the election was rigged by them. And go figure. They actually, right now, they're proposing new legislator to the House to make it easier to vote. That's their wording, which is not the truth, which is what it really means is easier for them to commit fraud and easier for them to just ballot harvest and do what they do and get a bunch of people to just sign mass mail-in ballots and do everything unconstitutional humanly possible. Everyone who listens to my show and tunes in quite often knows that my beliefs on this whole situation. They rigged the election. Bottom line. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But the left is seeing the chaos that rigging an election with an incompetent presidential nominee could be. And they are feeling it right now as we speak. He is doing everything in his power to destroy this country. I don't know if he's doing it directly, if he's doing it intentionally, but boy, he's doing a great job at it. But the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Texas, which was a good sign. Finally, the Supreme Court stands up. Now, that being said, the Supreme Court should have stood up for the election, but did not and left a lot of Americans in doubt. But guys, we must not fear. We must not feel doubtful. We must keep moving forward, and we must not let the left take over this country. Right now, they're in a position of power. They apparently don't know what to do with that power because obviously we know they're not creating any legislative, anything that benefits anyone. It's all jibber jabber. It's all identity politics. It's all putting, and I had a large conversation on my stream today about this. I don't even want to look on the whole transgender thing. Men that identify as women should not be playing in women's sports. Bottom line, biologically, they're a man. That's it. I'm not going to engage in this stupid conversation anymore. It seems to be a very popular subject on the left. Guess what? Most people on the right don't give a fuck. We don't care what a transgender does. We don't treat transgenders any different. We don't give a fuck. We just don't care. Anyways, as usual, but today I've got something special for you. We have our special guest, my co-host, Dr. Q. What's up, Dr. Q?
What's up?
That's not how you're supposed to go. You're opening. It's Q. Hello, we got to get this going, buddy.
I thought you just did my opening.
I did an opening, but then you're supposed to pop out of nowhere and go, it's Q.
It's Q.
There you go. But look, let's try it again. Look.
It's Q.
There you go. You're getting a little better, but we're gonna have something. We're gonna have something that it actually says it repetitive, so you won't have to introduce yourself and you can just talk. But anyways, yes, Dr. Q, we actually had an email come in from a listener in reference to how he's feeling. He or she. I'm not gonna really give any more information aside from that. I'm gonna keep him pretty confidential, but he is a listener. He's new.
So it's a he.
Okay, fuck. All right. Sorry about that, buddy. You know who you are. Okay. Hi. I recently started listening to your station. Thank you. I listen to it every day and it helps me get by. I have so much disgust, distrust, and fear for the Democrats and their party and the people that follow them. I am so fearful that this country will shut down or will go into another recession. I am fearful that their wrecking ball Joe, yes, it's becoming a thing. I may not have a job tomorrow, or things will get so expensive we can barely afford to breathe like California. I moved to Texas from California because I hated what was going on. It was one of the best choices I've ever made. Is it wrong to feel this way? I feel like I have no voice in the world. I feel like no one cares. I feel like people have just lost hope and that is when we lose everything. I don't want it to happen. Thank you for being my voice when no one else will listen. I don't know what to do. I'm so angry with the election and was wrongfully stolen. How can this have happened? Why aren't people in prison for everything that's happened? I don't want to lose hope, but I feel we are headed down a path that we will not recover from a very long time. If they can do this, what's to stop them from doing it again in 4 years when someone else is running for the Republican Party who is not as strong as Trump? I'm saving all the money I can in fear of the recession and depression. Your station gives me and other people hope. Please don't let them take your voice away either. Thank you. May you may not read this due to the massive amount of emails you get, but at least I tried. Well, guess what, buddy? I pay attention to every single one of my emails and every single person that addresses to me. And first and foremost, I want to tell you, our country is the strongest country in the world. Our country has been through worse situations than what we have now. Again, we're assuming that this whole world is going to collapse and everything. Remember, literally a year from now, they're already going to start campaigning for House seats. What Americans have to do is they got to go out there and they got to vote. Yes, they are trying to rig the election. Yes, they rigged this election. Yes, we feel like we have no voice. You're right, because we're being censored everywhere we go. And if anybody sees you with a MAGA hat or you're a Trump supporter, you're automatically a fascist or you're automatically a xenophobe or you're automatically racist, whatever the case may be. But you're not alone, which is the important part. You're in the great state of Texas. You're in good hands. As you can see, state of Texas won their lawsuit against Joe Biden. Texas is a state that will fight for you. They will fight for your voice. Senator Ted Cruz is an amazing senator. Your governor is an amazing governor. Texas is the Lone Star State. Texas will not be broken. And just like you moved from California to Texas, there's plenty of other people that are also moving from California to Texas for the same reason. Hopefully more like you than left-wingers. But again, I have a lot of anger inside of me as well. I don't know what Dr. Q feels, but we'll let him, go into his personal opinion. It's not wrong to feel this way. It was obvious to anybody who saw this. It's obvious to the fact that we are looking at the Capitol and it looks like it's a prison. This is obviously not an election that was chosen by the people. If not, they wouldn't need the military to protect them from the people. That being said, don't worry about your finances as much. Just be conservative. Just think before you purchase. I would suggest personally invest in oil because I think it's going to skyrocket. I really do think it's going to skyrocket under a Biden presidency. Again, we have to continue to keep fighting. I wouldn't lose hope in Trump yet. I think Trump has another run in him. I think he's going to mold the Republican Party. Like I've said before, I think he's going to tear it up and he's going to make it the actual party it's supposed to be. We have a lot of people in Congress that are fighting. We have Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, David Nunes. We have plenty of fighters in Congress. I mean, those are just a few I can name. The new lady that just came from Georgia, I keep forgetting her name. There's hope. There's hope because this is a country that follows the Constitution. Most Americans want the same exact thing that you want. even Democrats, although I despise them, and their life is teaching them a very valuable lesson right now. You don't vote for a man that's senile, and you don't vote for a man that is a known racist, because then he's going to make everything about proving that he's not racist. Hence why he's doing all these stupid executive orders that are just killing jobs and destroying our economy and do nothing to help our economy and does nothing to help the black community. Bottom line. I mean, this man's not going to do anything. He's a stand-in. That's what he is. We just got to fight to make sure we get the House back. As for us seeing any justice, we're living in tough times, and you have to understand these people are swamp creatures. These are people that have been, for decades, mingling with the bureaucrats. They've been mingling with the right people. They're in positions of power. They don't want to let it go. Your great senator proposed an amazing bill, but it's never going to pass, where they have term limits. It would be amazing if they had term limits, because we know that they'd be working for the American people instead of for big tech or companies that are buying them off throughout the years. But that can also be a flaw too, because then you can buy senators and congressmen a lot cheaper, since they're only going to be there for a short period of time. Again, a lot of people have different opinions on that take. That being said, look, we're not just going to stand around and let this country fall apart. Just like you, there's millions of us that are just standing by, waiting to see what happens and waiting to see the destruction that Joe Biden creates. But not everyone is as fortunate as you that you move to a state that will take care of their people. As we're seeing right now, first executive order that affects you guys, Texas filed a lawsuit right away, and they won. So stay hopeful, stay positive. Things are going to get better. I know accountability is a very big thing, and I know that our side never gets justice because our side is just not engaged. Our side is the side of America. Their side is the side of corporations, big tech. And apparently people have been brainwashed to think that the Democrats are for the working class, and they're not. And they've been brainwashed for many years, since Lyndon B. Johnson. And we all know how racist he was. That being said, Dr. Q, what's your words of wisdom for this gentleman? Now that I've already kind of killed it, that I said that he was like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with you in regards to oil at all. Only because I don't think Biden's going to be here for long. I would definitely get rid of any Bitcoin you have as soon as possible. I know it's going to crash because once Donald Trump comes back, he's getting rid of the whole currency that we have now.
Just to cut him in, I would highly recommend you think twice about taking financial advice from somebody who literally lost a shit ton of money on bets. Just saying. But go on, Q. I'm sorry.
But like I said, if you took the oath, a while ago, probably can't do it now. You got all the insides on everything. What's going to happen with Nasara Jassara. So that's going to be our new system that we're going under. So you can believe me or you don't have to believe me, but you can look into it and see what it consists of when, like I said, the Constitution of the corporation was dissolved on the 20th. So Nasara Jassara will be coming in very soon as Donald Trump comes back, which is, from what I understand, it's supposed to be March 4th. So we shall figure it out. But I wouldn't worry. Like Jay said, I would definitely, don't spend anything you don't need. I'll be honest with you, if I don't agree with Jace either. If Biden stays in, we're effed. Okay, that's it. I mean, if Trump doesn't come through and nothing changes, we are effed. Definitely.
We already know Dr. Q is effed. Just for the record, I mean, he's effed because he's not going to be able to get back any of the money. I mean, look, I'm
looking forward to get this money back. You know what I mean? Because I made these bets, but this money, I definitely let's put it like this. This is how positive I am of what I'm saying to you. I actually made reservations for 4 days, right next to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club to on March 4th, because I know everybody's gonna be celebrating there. So that's how positive I am about this.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Do you feel homeless in today's American political world? Not really into either candidate or party? Well, guess what? You're not alone. Join me and others just like you across this great country for a discussion of politics from a viewpoint that you can't find in today's media. The Middle. I'm your host, Brian Grozier, and I invite you to join in on the discussion by downloading and listening to the Middle American Podcast.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you guys something. Just so you have an idea, so you can know that you're not alone. Mike Lindell, everybody knows who he is. He's the My Pillow guy. No, jokes aside, Mike Lindell, that we all know the man. He makes everything in the U.S. We know that he is a Christian, a strong Christian. We know he's a God believer. We know he's a Trump supporter. Look at what they've done to him. Okay? Just keep in mind, that's Mike Lindell, a millionaire. Bed Bath & Beyond is no longer selling his product. He got permanently banned from Twitter. And this is what they're planning on doing. What happens when you put too many people against a wall like this? When you try to censor too many people? Let's look back through history and let's see what happens when you try to take people's civil liberties away, when you try to take people's rights away, when you try to tax people on a law, on a civil liberty, which is what Joe Biden is trying to do with guns. Let's see how that works out. Stay faithful, because this is far from over. As a matter of fact, this might be a reality check for all these people that were moderates that may have just voted for Joe Biden because they either disliked Donald Trump's personality, or they just didn't, I guess, get along with Joe Biden. I mean, with Donald Trump, and they just didn't like the way he spoke. Whatever the case may be, okay? But just keep in mind that all these moderates are right now looking at this, and they're thinking, oh shit. So what's happening here is what we're witnessing right now is basically how a radical progressive movement looks like when they're trying to do it at a rapid speed. The thing is that they can control certain aspects, but they can never control what's in your mind. Then once they control what's in your mind, then technically it's considered tyranny. And technically, the people can fight that. I mean, government does create laws. So what happened right now is not tyranny at this point. But when they start going into your civil liberties and they start affecting your constitutional rights and trying to take your constitutional rights away from you, that's what ends up happening. But we have a lot of brave Americans out there, man. We have a lot of brave patriots out there that are fighting the good fight. I think a lot of them have gone on the deep end, like Dr. Q. I think Lynn Wood is one of them. I think Sidney Powell's one of them. Though I'm still hopeful, for example, on people like Rudy Giuliani, he said openly he's happy that he's being sued by Dominion, because now they're going to have to show discovery, and they're going to have to show those machines that weren't altered. And Sidney Powell actually has one of those machines which she can actually use to verify whether or not the machines have been tampered with or not. So again, I believe the truth will come out. I just don't know when and where, but I think we're going to find out the results of this election, and it's going to be something very nasty, but I believe that we're going to find out when it's already too late. I mean, we're seeing the hypocrisy. We're seeing everything they've done. We're seeing Dr. Fauci flip-flopping. Apparently now he thinks we should be wearing not one, but two masks. He's the highest paid government official. That's pathetic in every which way. He's making more money than the president of the United States, guys. Just let that sink for a second. And then he apparently him and the other lady that was running for Donald Trump's part of Donald Trump's team. Apparently, they're trying to wipe their hands clean as if they're not involved in all these deaths that happen. Listen, there's more blood on Dr. Fauci's hands, and now Joe Biden's going to have a bunch of blood on his hands because I will blame him for everything. Everything. If I don't catch a fish in the ocean when I go out fishing, I'm going to blame Joe Biden. If I get a rash on my leg, I'm going to blame Joe Biden. If I have a headache, I'm going to blame Joe Biden because he's the president of the United States. I'm going to blame him for everything because it's similar to what the left did. Again, look, Dr. Q is a very, very positive person. I mean, I can't tell you there's some interesting events occurring. Like, for example, Lieutenant General Charles Flynn is slated to command the U.S. Army Pacific. And there's like 14 other promotions. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of interesting. The fact that the military is staying, I'm not going to say anything's going to happen. The fact that the military is staying till March, which is what the Q community has been saying is the day that he will actually be reelected, which I do not strongly believe, but nevertheless, that's interesting. Again, I would just more focus on what you can do for yourself. Try not to engage too much in politics. Try to listen to people that are going to be positive. Definitely don't listen to left-wing media because they're going to flip the story and they're going to make it look like Joe Biden is a god and he's doing everything great when he's doing everything wrong. You'll never get the truth. The left is known and they're infamous for this. And I just hope that the truth will come out. I mean, Dr. Q, input? Do you have any input on my statement?
Well, let me ask you something. In something totally different. There's many resignations. You know, from what this is what my mom told me. I didn't even see it because she watches the whole liberal stations. You know, she's a little messed up in the head with that. And she told me every news station she was putting on, they were resigning. Like news anchors. Is that true?
I haven't heard of any resignations. The closest things that I've heard is, the attacks on Ted Cruz from Seth Rogen happens to hang out with a pedophile. I'll continue to say that because I know that personally. Jim Carrey was on a political rant, which again, whoever takes Jim Carrey serious, a comedian serious, should seek help. Because we all know he's full of shit. Anyways, that being said, I mean, I haven't heard anything from anybody in the media with any thoughts on that. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I haven't either. But like in regards to the resignations, I mean, we're talking things that you don't see these in the news because a lot of them aren't from this country. But I mean, just today, Apple Incorporated, Dan Riccio, is that his name? Vice President, he resigned. In Italy, my computer's all messed up here.
The Netherlands is on fire right now. I can tell you the world is in chaos. I can tell you they made Joe Biden had a call with Putin. I'm pretty sure the call wasn't as aggressive as his press secretary was saying. I'm pretty sure I would love to see the transcripts of that conversation. I highly doubt Putin even takes him serious. He was probably like, oh my God. And Russian thinking in his head, he was probably like, this guy's a joke. Like, I'm going to take you serious? Come on. Come on now.
Come on, man.
But, I mean, that's pretty much been the breaking news.
So here in Italy, Giuseppe Conte, he's the prime minister. He resigned today. On the 25th, Leon Black, he's the CEO of Apollo Global Management. He resigned. He paid more than $150 million to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Same thing, same day. Momentous Inc. Mikhail Kokorich, he resigned. Same thing yesterday. Brian Nolan, CEO of Munster Memorial Hospital, that's in USA, he resigned. Dave Shemins, Ricardo PLC, he's in UK, he resigned yesterday. Electrobus Wilson Ferrari Jr. in Brazil, he resigned. I mean, it's just like many. Like just so many. Microsoft Corporation, Kurt Delvin, he resigned yesterday. He's a vice president. I mean, this is just we don't hear about this because it's not on our media, for the country. So, I mean, things go. I'm telling you, shit's going on.
There is look. I can tell you. This was on the Rush Limbaugh show today. Mike Lindell was on it. Mike Lindell, he said these were the words that he said, in reference, and when he was on the show today, when he was on Rush Limbaugh's show, he goes, when this all gets said and done, when this gets all said and done, all those Republicans will be found out and they are done. He tells Mark Stein, which was filling in for Rush Limbaugh, that goes down to the legislator that didn't do their job policing the 2020 election. That goes for the governors. He blasted 2 Republican governors by name as corrupt, Doug Ducey of Arizona and Brian Kemp of Georgia. This is what's wrong with politicians. 99% either have a political agenda or a personal agenda, Lindell said. This was the crazy part. He says he's planning on suing Twitter because he says that he was locked out of his Twitter account, but yet he was still active on Twitter and posting comments. So apparently somebody was using his account according to his. I'm not making any claims here. So, I mean, I don't know. I see Republicans are fighting back. I mean, Chris Wallace is getting destroyed on social media all over the place on his comments saying that it was the best inaugural speech of his time, of all time, and all that stuff. I mean, wow. Mike Lindell, he says that, look, he even said earlier today, Mike Lindell says that he welcomes a lawsuit from Dominion. He also said, I mean,
you know what that consists of? That opens up a can of worms for them.
They have sued 2 people, and I think that may have been a mistake. And again, I want to remind every American out there that these are names that you need to remember. And I'm going to specifically talk to the gentleman that told me he was from Texas. You're lucky because none of the names are from Texas. So that goes to show you're in good hands, man. You're in the great state of Texas. But let's not forget about Representative Tom Rice. He's a Republican in South Carolina. David Valado, Republican in California. Anthony Gonzalez, Republican in Ohio. Peter Mahir, Republican in Michigan. Dan Newhouse, Republican in Washington State. Jamie Herrera Butler, I guess. She's another Republican in Washington. Fred Upton, Republican in Michigan. Liz Cheney. We all know who she is. I mean, her family comes from. That is definitely establishment right there. Representative John Katko from New York and Adam Kinzinger from Illinois. Let's not forget those names, and let's continue to remember those names because those are the only 10 people in Congress that voted to impeach Donald J. Trump, a duly elected president, because in my mind, he won this election. So, I mean, again, everybody's saying hail to the thief. I mean, there's memes everywhere. You could see everything that's going on. People are fighting back. Okay, people are fighting back. So just so you can have an understanding for anybody who's part of the African American community, so you can see the difference between action and words. So Joe Biden has been lying I mean, he's been consistently lying along the campaign trail. Everything he said has been a lie about his plan with COVID-19. Apparently, he has no plan and he can't change the trajectory of the pandemic. He's lied pretty much on every single thing he said. So I don't know if you guys ever heard of this platinum deal, right? That was created that Ice Cube worked on. So Trump offered the black community through this platinum deal a $500 billion economic plan that would have changed the community for the better, while Joe Biden offers to put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. So who do you think you voted for that's best for you guys? What do you think is going to help you guys more? Having Harriet Tubman, who was a Republican, on the $20 bill, or having money to help your community and help the economy and help your businesses build? I mean, again, all this, look, for those people that feel hopeless right now, the Democrats they consistently step on their own feet. Like, they continuously do this to themselves. So I wouldn't be so concerned because, to be honest with you, they're pretty much done. They're pretty much done. Dr. Q, is there anything you would like to throw in there?
No, like you said, I definitely think they're pretty much done. I think after this situation, whatever happens here, nobody's going to vote for them anymore. If they do, they're just complete morons. I mean, there's morons that are liberals already, but I mean, you'll be a real moron, and you might as well go in the asylum because you just I don't know what it is, man. You must be completely brainwashed. MK Ultra, they start talking about that. I mean, that's all I can think of. I wouldn't worry. Like I said, I'm very optimistic because I have the plan of what's supposed to happen, and like I said, if you took the oath, you would have the plan too, and if you believe in God, that's the main thing. It's about faith. Faith always, and God always, overruns everything because He's the one that controls everything. So I really think that this time it's done. All evil on this earth is going to be gone, and that's it.
I mean, look, I can tell you guys one thing. One thing is certain, and that is that Americans are strong. Americans are patriotic. They love this country for the most part. Some don't. I would say more towards the left don't really care much about this country, because if you voted for Joe Biden, you definitely don't care about this country. But listen, they're being lied to day in, day out. He has literally lied about the fracking, which he said it on numerous occasions, and he's already getting sued by Canada and Texas, which Texas already won. Let's see if Canada wins. Jobs are already being lost. I mean, this man fired the first person he fires when he gets into office is an African American. He's already, which is a Surgeon General, he's already doing a great job at making us lose a bunch of jobs. This man doesn't know what he's doing. He's probably going to get hit with the 25th Amendment. These executive orders are not being written by him. And to be honest with you, I would not be concerned. This guy's going to be a stain in our history books. Okay? And that's all there is to it. He's just going to be a stain. This guy's not going to be remembered. Donald Trump isn't going anywhere. I strongly believe Donald Trump is a man that look, do I believe Donald Trump has his flaws? Absolutely. Every man does. No man is made perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody lies. Everybody sins. Everybody does things. So I know Donald Trump is far from perfect. But one thing I am certain of Donald Trump, that he cares about America and he loves this country. Because I've always said this, actions speak louder than words. You could say you're not a racist, but your actions say otherwise. Now, Donald Trump's been called a racist, but his actions showed he's been called a racist, yet his actions prove to not be racist. whereas Joe Biden has never been racist, but his whole history as a senator, I mean, he's been a racist. So I don't think Trump is going to turn his back on this country. He's not going to let us down. And we just have to stick together and be positive. I know that we're being censored everywhere, and I know that right now is rough times because we don't have information. That's why I try to bring Dr. Q, although he's out there. He definitely brings a different take. Okay, I'm more of a realistic person. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that there's a pathway for Donald Trump to be president. I don't think so. If not, I would not have taken that bet with Dr. Q, and if not, Dr. Q would not have paid me the money he paid me as of 2 days ago. So Dr. Q has his views, but again, not backed by any evidence. But we never know. Again, he could be right, and I could be completely wrong. I mean, he could be completely in the right, and I could be completely wrong. But that being said, right now, the way it's just looking like a disaster, and it's looking like this is going to benefit us in 2022 and come 2024. Because every plan that he's working on right now is making everybody feel extremely uncomfortable. It's going to destroy our economy. And yes, gas prices are going to go up. So I would not take money advice from Dr. Q. He's gambled his life savings away. You there, Dr. Q?
Yeah, I'm here.
I mean, come on, man. Come on. I mean, you're really going to give... I mean, I'm going to have to put in your...
I'm just
Listen.
telling you what I've heard.
What have you heard?
What I've heard is the dollar is going to be done. It's going to be a new currency, and any currency that is overseas that is not real currency, like Bitcoin, is going to be gone. You're going to have no value to it at all. So, I also heard that to buy gold and silver. Which I know you hear it all the time. But
well, all you have to do is just watch Fox News.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you can't afford gold, just buy silver. Silver is very cheap. It's gonna go up dramatically. I mean, dramatically within the next year. I'm not saying we guarantee, but I'm just saying that's what I have in the plans. So when the Ceres comes through and the whole system changes, that's what's going to happen. So you can listen to me. You don't have to, but just take a chance. Just buy some silver or some gold. More silver because it's cheaper, and keep buying. Little by little if you can, and you never know. I might be right, which I'm pretty sure I'm right, but we'll see. And also,
you know what I do find ironic? You know what I do find ironic about Joe Biden? Joe Biden says that a person, he was saying, no, you don't do this. You don't. He said this literally in a town hall. I mean, this is how ridiculous. People forget things, but I don't forget anything. He literally said in a town hall, I recall. I just thought about it right now, and I'm recalling it, where he was in a town hall, and he was literally saying in the town hall, he goes, you got to work with the Senate. You got to work with the House. You got to work on a legislative process. You can't just be a dictator and write executive orders for everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on, Joe. I mean, seriously? Huh?
Same thing Obama said. Exact words.
I mean, listen, Obama's a part of this. I mean, I have no doubt that Obama's playing a role in some of his decision making. He's trying to bring back some of Obama's stuff. I mean, again, he's going to call it Biden care, and it's going to be Obamacare, but nothing different. So yeah, CNN's probably going to lose a lot of ratings. There's no fun without Trump. And I mean, again, guys, I mean, look, if you guys need also another voice of reason, I would probably stick to Newsmax. They seem to be more of a conservative news outlet and a little bit more factual than OAN or whatever OAN. I was looking at both of them. It's very hard to get adjusted and leave the Fox News crew because we've kind of gained an attachment with Fox News and some of the people on Fox. Yeah.
Jay, I heard Katie was there McAnally? Is that what her name was?
Kayleigh McEnany, yeah.
The one that was
Yes, the beautiful one.
I heard she's on Fox now, or she's getting a job at Fox.
Probably. She was an amazing press secretary.
Yeah. So if she's on there, you know it's good. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just going to change. That's what I think. I think they went to the dark side, but now it's going to go back to the light side.
I don't think they ever went to the dark side. They fired, as a matter of fact, they fired one of their pretty big correspondent there that worked at Fox News because he called Arizona early. They fired about between 20 to 40 people that were involved in calling early calls like Arizona and stuff like that because of the ratings dropping so much. So we, the people, can't affect a lot of these companies. They lose money because of us. You want to really hurt these people that rigged the election? It starts with Twitter and it starts with Facebook. Stop using them. Just stop. Let them lose money. See, the thing is as long as we're following people and we're commenting, they're making money. If they have nobody on our side, hey, listen, we are 75 million strong. Let's take a couple million off of people that are not as in tune to politics, that they just believe Donald Trump was the good choice and they're not going to leave their Facebook or something. But we can affect all these businesses. Amazon. Suddenly Amazon is willing to help with COVID-19 vaccines. Why not under Trump? Why if Joe Biden is the people's champ, right? They're calling him the people's champ, which the people's champ is Trump. But why, if Joe Biden is for the working class, why is it that every elite is supporting him and giving him money? Why does he have $145 million that was donated to him of dark money? That should raise a lot of eyebrows. But again, it goes back to our listener that sent the email. We never get justice. What's going to happen with Hunter Biden and his laptop? Shit, what happened with with Hillary Clinton's emails? Poof, they just magically disappeared. So, I mean, again, we never get our justice. We definitely never get our justice, and I understand you 100%. I'm praying for the day that I get to see some of these Democrats in handcuffs for the treasonous acts that they've done against this country. Q?
Yes, sir.
Say something, brother. You can't just be there silent. You're not a mute here. I mean, you've taken more of my fan base. Most people are asking me about you.
I set it on mute when you're talking. You know what I mean? I don't want to, in case I'm running around doing something, I don't want, your audience to hear me running around, or coughing or something like that. Like I said, man, just keep your head up, believe in God, have faith. Good things are coming. I totally believe it with all my heart. And like I said, I have the proof. It's just that we don't know when it's going to happen. It's war. Donald Trump versus the deep state, the cabal. These evil motherfuckers all over the world. They're all going down, and it's a serious war. I mean, it's not a war that it's just like a typical country to country war. This is Donald Trump versus every damn country that is corrupt, and their leaders, the Rothschilds. I mean, everybody. I mean, you've seen the Rothschilds died. The young one. He was supposedly the next one in rank to take over everything. And
guess what, guys? Guess what? Fun fact: the UN, okay, says America is already cutting so much carbon, it doesn't need the Paris Climate Accord. The UN. They're basically saying it's useless. That's what they're saying. And this was reported it's reported by Forbes magazine, Forbes.com. You can look it up. The UN is actually saying that we've been actually under cleaner energy than under any administration previous since like 1950, I believe. What should that tell you guys? I mean, seriously, Donald Trump did everything right, and somehow they managed to pull a fast one and rob this man and rob the American people, most importantly, because the ones that are hurt the most, I think, here are the American people.
So what I also have to say, Jay, is you know, like he said, Newsmax TV is pretty decent. I wouldn't believe everything, but it's a possibility. But any other one, I really wouldn't listen to. Any other media source.
Listen, I call you all the time and I hear Fox News in the back. So please do not give me that bullshit.
No,
do not be a
at
hypocrite.
all.
Stand by it.
Listen, I shut them down like over a week ago. I don't listen to them at all.
That is
I'm done.
fucking bullshit. I called you like 2 days ago and I heard them in the background and I heard Sean Hannity. Come on, man.
Come on,
Nah,
man.
Nah. You're definitely
Come on, man.
definitely you're lying.
No, you are lying, sir. I'm calling you out on your bullshit.
Anyway, as I was saying, is don't listen to any media from the United States. Do your own research. Go on to media and look under different countries and see who's resigning, see who's dying or whatever the situation is. Because I'm telling you right now, Donald Trump is in the background and he's taking care of us. And it's a trickle situation where little by little you're going to see people are resigning more and more and more. These aren't just out of nowhere. Like this is what's happening. This is some serious shit. Donald Trump is taking over. I can guarantee it. And eventually it's going to get to the big people in Congress, the Pelosi, all those disgusting scumbags. And you're going to see it. And I have a feeling, something's going to come soon because of this whole, impeachment. But like I said, I think that what's happening here is he's letting them make a fool of themselves and letting them see, the American people see what they're doing and how treasonous what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like they're basically criminalizing themselves and in front of all the people on every media station.
I strongly believe that's far-fetched, but I will tell you, I will give you news that's real. Apparently, guys, as if things couldn't get any worse, now the Democratic Party introduced a bill that could effectively actually bar Trump supporters from federal jobs and military. They're literally trying to take us out of the military and federal jobs. Reality check, 80% of the fucking military is Trump supporters. About 80%, I think 20% voted for Joe Biden. And that 20% are probably dead or something. I don't know. Because I would have thought that a larger majority, they were turning their back on him during the inauguration. It was pretty embarrassing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That proves too that he's not the commander. I'm telling you.
You're telling me, but you don't provide too much.
Because I can't. Everything I stated is the proof, but it's not. You have no 100% hard proof. No media's going to say it. Donald Trump's not saying it. You just have to wait. That's it.
We're just going to have to wait. Listen, I would suggest.
Come to that point.
I could only suggest this to my viewers, to my listeners. I'm sorry. I'm so used to streaming as well, so I confuse you guys. I'm sorry. I can only suggest one thing to you guys. You've got to be realistic. It's cool to hear Dr. Q's vision or what he's saying, but at some point we also have to be a little bit realistic and we have to fight the things that are right in front of us. Right now, the president of the United States is Joe Biden. Whether or not Dr. Q's right, I don't know. Do I think he's right? Probably not. I would give it a 99.99991% that he's correct on any of this. Now. What's that?
I'm kidding.
You want to bet on it? Seriously, man, do you want to keep depleting your bank account? Again, do you want to keep depleting your bank account?
It's all good because it's going to come back. So
I don't see it, man. I don't see what you see.
Of course you don't see it. You're going by what you just see on TV and what's told to you.
That is actually completely false. I actually research. Again, you were the one that told me none of the executive orders that Joe Biden signed are in their database, and it is.
They're not documented. No,
they are documented.
No, documented as published.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. I just checked out today again.
Listen, it already shows.
checked out
It
tonight.
already
Tonight I
shows.
checked out.
It's register.gov, guys. You just got to look up executive orders. How many have already been uploaded into their system that Joe Biden's done? They're there. And this man almost placed a 10,000. He almost placed a 10. He almost placed a $10,000 bet on this. I mean, it is published. It shows you exactly which ones and what are the executive orders. I don't understand what more evidence do I have to slap in your face.
Because I don't know what you're looking at, because I just went on there tonight, like literally like an hour ago, and I seen 3 that supposedly supposed to be published by tomorrow. That is it. There was no other ones that is going to be published at all.
I mean, you do realize it's a process for it to get uploaded, right?
No, it's not. It literally takes a day, maybe 2 days at the most. It's not weeks. It's not 2 weeks. No, I'm sorry, it's not. I looked into it.
You looked into it.
Yeah,
exactly what did you look
like
into?
24 hours. It's literally like 24 hours.
Where did you get this from?
I forget, but it was a legit company, legit website. No, I'm serious. Like, I don't remember where I found it. You know, I do all kinds of research. So
listen. No BS, guys.
I think I got it off the the Federal Register. I think I went under there and got it from there.
Guys, this is no bullshit. This was on CNBC, right? You can't make this shit up. So they were actually on CNBC. They were showing the efficiency of wearing double masks and triple masks. Apparently they don't want you to die from COVID-19. They want you to suffocate. Apparently double masks efficiency 75%. The efficiency of triple masks are 90%.
90%.
But they're definitely not putting there. What is your percentile? Your survival percentile? I mean, because you're probably going to run out of oxygen fairly quick when you have 3 masks on your face. Not to mention how ridiculous that would look walking through the streets of that. I think if you want to prevent yourself from getting COVID-19, social distance. If you know somebody has had COVID, try to keep away from them for about 2 weeks. That's about it. Go on with your lives. Don't let these people depress you. Don't let these people keep you uninformed. Don't let these people let you socialize. That was one of the biggest things this lockdown did to us. It did not let us communicate with one another. Okay? And communication's key because we talk to one another. Human beings are social by nature. So what happens? They keep us silent. They keep us not talking with one another. And we don't engage in politics and talking about politics with one another. And it's not a good thing. They love to keep us in fear. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Let's take those words of a wise man. Okay? I mean, we have nothing to worry about. We are proud Americans. We love this country. And no one is going to take it from us. No one.
Jay,
Yes.
that is all news does. It's there to make you fear. That's it. Never anything happy. Once in a while, you might have a little BS here, you know, to change it up, whatever. But it's what it is. It's there to fear you, make you fear. That's it. It's not to make you optimistic. Nothing ever. So if I were you, anybody in the United States, in the whole world, I would just shut off the damn news. I wouldn't watch the news ever. You could do your research online, whatever, but I would not watch the TV. I'm telling you right now, when it comes to news.
But again, look, you can't always believe either what you research as well. Like, look, I'm looking right now, and I was looking through a publishing company, which apparently I think it's probably WND. It's called WND.com. So Dr. Jill, this is what they wrote. Dr. Jill was the Biden teenage babysitter when pedophile Joe began having sex with her while his wife was in the hospital. Once a pedophile, always a pedophile.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, again, it does look like her. She does look young and she's sitting on his lap, but I mean, these are things that can't be confirmed, so we can't, I don't understand it. If you guys do want to get, you know who's somebody that I still have a lot of faith in? I've always liked this man. He's always been a pretty straight shooter. You're not going to find him in any mainstream media, but he does run his own news network on his own. Bill O'Reilly. You should definitely listen to BillO'Reilly.com. The man, I used to follow him since I got out of high school until he got those allegations with the women or the treatment of the women. But the man speaks the truth. The guy knows exactly what he's talking about. And he says it how it is. He's uncensored. And he's originally started his career exactly from where I'm at right now, from the city that I'm at right now. His career began here. So, I mean, I'm just, he's somebody that I've always listened to. Yeah, I mean, he was accused of some serious stuff, but nevertheless, he's somebody that at least will give you, he's opinionated, but definitely a person that will give you facts, and he backs it up with his facts. That would be newsworthy. Like, I think that's something that would be definitely newsworthy. Aside from that, I mean, I would definitely, if there is something that I would definitely be concerned about as an American right now, more than anything right now, is the fact that the censorship has gone up so high and that judges are not doing anything about it. No one cares. And it seems almost as if we have an uphill battle here. And it's pretty fucking sad. I mean, it's becoming quite dangerous. That's why I try not to. I mean, and the problem is that most of the platforms are controlled by the left, so we don't have anywhere else to go. And then when we do create something like Parler, they take it away from us. People like Jeff Bezos. So again, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where we stand. I can tell you that the best news that we've heard so far, and this is for my listener that sent me that beautiful email. The best news you've heard so far is that Texas won their lawsuit against Joe Biden. Second best news is we already can confirm Donald Trump will not be convicted on his impeachment. They don't have the votes. They're far from having the votes. Of course, we know the rhinos have flipped, and which is the obvious. Mitt Romney, from Maine, Susan Collins, is that her name? Dr. Q?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you fucking talk instead of mumble? Hello, you're like a celebrity on my show. Everybody asks about you. They don't even ask about me. Guys, I'm feeling neglected. You don't blame them, though? Why don't you? Huh?
I mean, I mean, what you state is what everybody thinks is happening, but what's really happening, we don't see, and it's just like conspiracy theories where the FBI, CIA, brought up that definition of a conspiracy. I mean, that's the definition, but they gave the word as conspiracy theory means. The truth. I mean, a make-up truth, and it's not. They brought that word in the vocabulary on purpose, so people, do not, think of truth in that way. They just discount it completely. Like, oh, it's conspiracy theory, but usually these conspiracy theories turn to truth, and I can promise you everything that I stated since I've been on here is going to come to truth. And it has already, a lot of it. You just don't know.
Like what? Name one thing that you can convince my viewers right now. By the way, I've been doing something to you. I don't think you've noticed it. Every time you talk, I put the conspiracy music on. It's like in the background playing as you're talking. But name one thing.
Like I said, I have a list of convicted criminals by the tribunals, and I'm sure a lot of people do too. And actually, you might be able to get a lot of it off of WikiLeaks. That's fact.
Okay, name one. Name one that's recognizable.
Okay. Hillary Clinton.
Oh my God, here we go with Hillary again. I mean, I've actually seen memes of people showing Hillary Clinton being shorter The new Hillary, apparently. Apparently other people believe in the same nonsense as you do because she looks shorter. She's about 3 inches shorter. Yeah, that usually happens when you start aging. You get shorter, but apparently people forget about that one as well.
I mean, there's just so many. Like they stated, Trump stated basically when it's over, there's going to be like 500,000 arrests in the world.
Where has Trump stated this? Trump stated this?
Yeah, we have the list.
Okay, no. But you said Trump stated this. Where did he state this?
Not on TV or anything, no.
So you're saying, okay, let me ask you a question. Who's Q?
Q is military intelligence. And I'm pretty sure they're affiliated with JFK Jr. too. I think he started the whole Q thing.
Okay, again, guys, we we do have a bet on the table that JFK Jr. is alive, which is just more money in my bank account. Again, guys, please send me messages to let this guy look to my listener that sent me that email specifically. You don't got it that bad, bro. Just look at Dr. Q. Put yourself in Dr. Q's position. He's got deadlines of debts that he has to pay before the end of the week. Okay? Bets that he's made that he's lost. So you're not that, your boat is not that bad, all right? His boat is sinking right now. So just look at it like that. Okay? So,
Not really.
Huh?
Not really. It's all coming back. I'm not. Do you hear? Do I sound worried at all? I mean, honestly, like.
I mean,
am I worried about anything? Do I sound worried? Because I'm not. Because I know it's all coming back.
You think so?
I don't care if I lost $100,000. It's coming back. I have no doubt about it.
Are you listening to the sound in the background?
Yeah, I heard it.
It's coming back. It's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. But look.
From what I understand, Donald Trump is getting the backing of more and more military, and he needs at least 60% of the military before he makes his big moves.
Man, I don't think he can make any more moves. He's no longer president of the United States, man.
Well, you could say he's not, but I definitely disagree completely. Because when you are in martial law, it's facts. The president stays in power until everybody is put in prison for the crimes committed. So I think he's president behind the scenes.
Well, I mean, they are calling his home the second White House.
And what did I not call that? I told you that Washington, D.C. is going to be closed down completely. There is no more Washington, D.C. when it comes to the White House and the Capitol.
And just for the record, yesterday we couldn't remember on yesterday's podcast what it was that the Supreme Court ended. It was the emoluments lawsuits, which is basically the lawsuits that everybody was saying that he illegally profited off his presidency, which was bullshit. They've actually From
foreign powers.
No, in general, like in his hotels and all that stuff, he actually never profited anything. First president to ever give up his entire salary. Donald Trump is the man. He is the people's champ. He's legend. We were blessed to have him as president of the United States, let me tell you. And I think a lot of people are regretting it right now. I've seen some screenshots of Twitter, of people on Twitter saying, oh my God, what have I done by voting for Biden? Like, people are regretting it. There is people out there. Keep in mind, everything Joe Biden is doing is just affecting Joe Biden and the party that he's in, which is the Democratic Party. They're in shambles. Contrary to what everybody else thinks, that the Democratic Party is gaining momentum, they just cheated their way through Georgia, guys. That's all they did. You're going to tell me across the country they're going to lose 15 House seats on this supposedly blue wave that they were going to have, yet they're going to flip Georgia blue and they're going to win both Senate seats in Georgia? Not likely. FBI, Department of Justice, please start looking into Brian Kemp. please start looking into the Secretary of State of Georgia. We need some answers because this is obvious that there's something a little odd about the results in this election. I mean, please do your job. I'm pleading for 75 million other Americans that were left with no answers and just at home wondering what went wrong. We did everything right. We showed up to the ballot box. We put in our vote, and millions of Americans did so, and we still lost the election. And then we have so much that proves this election was rigged. I'll stick with that, and I say it over and over again. Guys, again, I want to let my listeners, my guys and gals out there, if you guys have any comments you guys want me to email, any questions or any topics you guys want me to talk about, I will talk about them openly. And I check all my emails. I can only go topic by topic because I randomly pick an email. But if you want to send me an audio, I will be more than glad to put it in there into the podcast. If you want to send me anything, again, my email address is the letter A, just the letter A, not republicannation@gmail.com. The letter A, republicannation@gmail.com. And you guys can feel free to send me any comments, any messages you want. I'm on every social media platform. Although I hate them, I need them. I mean, it's the reality. I mean, there's no other way of getting the message out there if you don't have social media. Hopefully, Tesla, Elon Musk joins forces with Donald Trump and we can create something that's free and fair and balanced for everyone. He already did? Hold on. Yep. What do you mean?
I mean, he already did. He's helping him out with what he's doing, what his agenda is.
What's his agenda?
SpaceX. Every time you hear SpaceX going up, trust me, it's Trump's agenda. There's a reason for it.
Sorry, I just wanted to put the music. I just kept you going just to put the music, to be honest.
I know.
But guys, I love every single one of you.
I appreciate the questions, and I hope I can help you guys out, or at least give you a little more optimism. Jace is a realist. He doesn't have, what I have. Like I said, I've been in this for over 2 years now, and I have the map of everything that's going to happen. And how it's going to happen, but we just don't know when. That's the main thing,
Well, that's a huge problem, man, because that when is costing you a lot of money right now.
It's all good. It's coming back, baby. It's all good.
I don't know that's coming back, baby. Didn't sound too confident.
I'm confident. I'm very confident.
So, did you book your flight to come visit me?
I'm trying to figure out the dates. Because I'm looking into my schedule.
Because you have a busy schedule.
But I am. Excuse me. I am booking for his inauguration. So.
Oh my!
March 4th.
You are funny. You are beyond funny.
I'm going to send you the whatchamacallit, the flight and everything. I'm going to show it to you.
Well, of course, I'm picking you up at the airport. How else would you?
No. I'm saying for before that.
Okay. So I want to let all my fellow Americans out there know I love you guys. I'm with you guys. I feel the pain. You're not alone. I'm there with you. I will always be here for you. I will always speak my truths and hopefully the truth of the majority of American people. I'm very opinionated. I understand that a lot of my stuff can't be, a lot of QAnon stuff definitely can't be verified. I try to give you the most honest and opinionated news I possibly can. That is what I like to do. I like to have conversation. I'm just a simple American that loves this country and doesn't want it to fall apart. And I want to be able to help every single person out there that's going through some stuff right now due to this entire chaotic election and year that we have had in this country. But remember, there's been worse situations that this country's been in. There's literally been a situation in this country where the entire country was divided into two, and we had a war over it. So believe me, we'll overcome this. God bless you, God bless your families, and God bless this beautiful country we call America.
We will make America great again.